For those of you who are here, there's a chat, and in the chat is where we would post all the links. So here's the link for the chat. So you can copy the link right now. For those of you who are here, there's a chat, and then copy the link so that you don't miss the link for the cast as we go forward. All right, let's. All right, a very pleasant good evening to everyone. Welcome to this evening's class. Today is the 16th of December 2023, and we are excited to be able to come back together after such a long time in the class of Steele. I first want to welcome Her Excellency Doreen Barunji, our COO for the class of Steele. Your Excellency Doreen, it's been a while. But this evening is it's December and we're catching up. So good evening, Your Excellency Doreen. How are you doing? You're muted,
Can you
Doreen.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Good evening, Dr. Michael Steele. It's a pleasure for me to be back in the class of Steele, and I can see new faces, but it's always a great time to be with you. Thank you.
All right. Uloma, you're hiding from us this evening. Good evening, Uloma. Welcome to this evening's class. How are you doing, Uloma? Uloma, are you there with us? Okay, Uloma is muted.
Good evening, Your Excellency, sir. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you guys again.
But we can't.
You can't hear me.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Yes, I'm on transit. I actually took my baby for treatment. So I'm heading home. Probably when I get to the house, I'll turn on my video.
Okay, but it's good to know that you're with us this evening. It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here, sir.
And Jayu, present. Good evening, sorry, Uloma, you are in Nigeria, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Definitely. And Doreen is in Uganda. And then we have Jail. Jail, you're in South Africa. Is that correct? Good evening, Jail.
That's correct, sir.
We're waiting for your greeting, Jail. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Child Africa, and I am from South Africa. Nice to be in class again. It's good to see everyone. Thank you, Dr. Steele. Thank you, Excellency Doreen. Have a good evening, everyone. Enjoy the class, as always.
Okay, and we have a Ujavanga Cavazzeri, and I know that he has user because I can't spell his name, so I will settle for user. But Ujavanga, good evening from Botswana.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Unjivanga Chwako Kavederi Oproman from Botswana. Good evening.
It's good to see you. Ujavanga, please spell your name and put it in so we do not just see user.
UNDJ.
No, you just.
Oh, I should.
You should change.
How do I do it? Goodness me.
You've been with me so long and you're not.
Renee. Renee. Okay, let me.
You click
Let me
read it.
try it.
Samantha, good evening, Samantha. Just greet us and tell us where you are from joining us in class this evening.
Good evening. I am Samantha Lee Samlau, and I am joining you from a little town called Potchefstroom, based in South Africa. It's so lovely to be here.
Thank you so very much for being with us. I have Grandmaster on the line. Grandmaster, the class is asking where you are.
I'm trying to get the passcode to get on right now, sir.
There is no passcode. You just click on the link and you come straight in. You don't need a passcode. Yeah, just click on the link that we sent and you can come straight into the class. I sent it to you by WhatsApp. I didn't send it by email. Okay, you need it by email? Grandmaster, you're streaming live on YouTube and you're the interruption in my class.
Not my intention, sir. Thank you. Send that to my email.
Just tell me which email address. Which email is it?
The one that you have, sir. Kung Fu Yoga.
Okay, just one second. Class, bear with us. This is our first class after some months, so everybody's just getting together. So just bear with us as I send this off to him and get him in the class.
Now I'm thoroughly embarrassed, sir.
You should be. It's not.
I should be.
It's not like it's not like you. Just one. Let me just see. Just a second. Yeah, I can't find you in my email contacts in this one. Class, please bear with me. Just give us 1 second. Let me Samantha, sorry, Obana, do you have Grandmaster's the email for Grandmaster?
Yes, actually, he can just, good evening, everyone. If he click on
No, he's on
WhatsApp,
the
he sent
computer.
me,
No, he's on the computer. Just send it to his email.
oh,
Send it to his email.
okay, will do. One moment.
All right.
You sis.
All
No
right.
worries.
Thank you. Thank you so much, very much, Obana.
No worries.
All right.
Bye-bye.
For those who just joined us, here is again the link so that you have the YouTube link again. So you can share that in your WhatsApp groups as well for those who would want to join us for this evening's sessions. So this evening's class is really a time to do a talking and sharing and catching up with everyone. I've had a number of calls from those who were in the class of Steele. And incidentally, First Lady she might pop in, but I don't think she's going to join us for this evening's class. She is away on medicals at the moment, and she might join the class or she might not. But she sends her greetings and best wishes, of course, to everyone for this evening's session. So you might have a chance that she might do a quick pop in from her location. A lot of you have been talking to me about how difficult the year has been and a lot of challenges. And I know that the class has ended, our year has ended, and it has been a very interesting period with you in the class of Steele Youth. But I decided this evening that I'm going to have this session with you so that I can kind of talk to you and share some points and some ways of thinking and also how to navigate through some of the many hurdles that everyone is faced with. If you're faced with a hurdle, raise your hand at me because both my hands are up. If you are having hurdles at the moment, just wave your hand. And the reason why is because the truth is every single person is experiencing major hurdles at some level or the other. Their hurdles, their difficulties, their challenges. I want to greet Her Excellency Dr. Comfort Adu, Bishop Comfort. It is lovely to see you. Bishop Comfort is in Ghana. Good evening, Bishop Comfort. Let me just unmute so you can greet us. It's lovely to see you, Ma.
Good evening, House. Good evening, Bishop Dr. Steele,
Good evening, Ma.
His
How
Excellency. It's nice and great to meet you again on this timeline. I hope everything is going on fine.
we thank
It's
God
been
for
it's been a long time, and
yes.
I'm glad we have come on again.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasant evening.
Definitely.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
You're welcome, Ma.
My greetings to everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Grandmaster, you are there with us. You can unmute. Good evening, Grandmaster.
Good evening to you, sir. Good evening to you, Your Excellency and Excellencies here. Good evening, class of Steele youth. It's great to see all of you and hear from you once again. Wow, it's been such a long time, man. It's been almost a lifetime, but I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here. Some of you I'll see and speak on a regular basis. Others I do not, but I thank God for the opportunity for us to meet once again. Yes.
Definitely, sir. You're welcome. Dr. Comfort, for Grandmaster's sake, the link is in the chat again so that you guys can have access to the YouTube link if you drop out.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Your Excellency.
You're welcome. So as I was mentioning, a lot of us are experiencing major challenges and quite a few deaths have happened. Jeannie's just lost her grandmother a couple of weeks ago. I've lost two schoolmates just this week. This week past, I've lost two of my schoolmates that were in school with me at the same time. And I've lost one of our school teachers. There's so much deaths that have happened over the year. So many families' lives have been touched. So many businesses have gone under. The introduction to this new advancement in artificial intelligence and technology has caused so many people to lose jobs. Job opportunities have been lost. So many people have been cut from companies as a result of downsizing. And then you have the crisis where there's so many entrepreneurs who started as a result of the current crises, but the dynamics of getting up and running with a business as an entrepreneur is very, very challenging and difficult. And the times have been so uncertain for so many. And I've had so many calls that, of course, being a bishop and a reverend, individuals will call you and they'll cry on your shoulder. And I say to some of my mentors, what do we do when we want shoulders to cry on ourselves? Because, there's a statement about security guards that guard buildings, the security are guarding the building, but somebody always asks the question, who guards the guards? And I think for us as mentors and leaders, we ask the question sometimes, whose shoulders do we cry on? I thank God for Grandmaster and Dr. Comfort that I am able to cry on their shoulders. We cry on each other's shoulders. And Grandmaster has big shoulders, so he's always a good choice to cry on his shoulders. and we go back a long time. So we know each other well, and we're not exempt from difficulties and challenges. I thank God for Doreen and Jail. All of us in the class of Steel have become a family where each other's shoulders have become our crying spot in those times of need. But it's important for me this evening to come and do this class, this session. A lot of you have shared with me that the class of Steel has been one of those places where you were able to make it through the COVID period. How many of you came to the COVID period with us? During you came to the COVID. Yeah, we came through the COVID period together when others were losing their minds and not knowing where to turn, where to go. We all came through this COVID period together. And if you go to the Class of Steel YouTube channel, you will see all of those videos and those teachings, etc., that are there for all of you to review. But when I was doing this evening session, when I was thinking about it, I looked at what are some of the things that need addressing. What are some of the major concerns that I've heard that have been a burden on my heart to see how I can also help you as I myself am helped and I'm helping others around the globe. And as I mentioned in the highlights, what are the hurdles to progress and how to handle them? What are some of the hurdles to progress and how do you handle them? Because sometimes it feels as if you stopped. You're not moving, you're stagnant, and you want to know what are the hurdles and how can we, handle those hurdles? And then when bad things happen to good people, how many of you look around and there's so many good, amazing people, and you look at them today and you say, no, this should not happen to Joe. This shouldn't happen to Kathy. This shouldn't happen to, no. I mean, of all the people, this person doesn't deserve that. How many of you got people like that? You don't think they deserve what they're going through. They're too good. They're honorable. They have integrity. They operate with good moral fiber. And you look and you say, this person should not. This person should not be going through this. And just incidentally, I want you guys to do me a favor and if you could multitask for those of you who are able to, please share this on your Facebook link in the Class of Steel community for me, please, because I don't have First Lady to do the navigating for me, so I am stranded by myself. So I have to kind of lean on you guys to share it on the YouTube or LinkedIn or anywhere so that others will see it. Share that YouTube link that is available for them, or equally the link for the class. And let me give you the link for the class right here. I'll just paste it in here so that anybody who wants to join, they're free to join us, because this evening is going to be a very good session. So then you have now what to do when feelings of quitting or giving up come. My goodness, how many of you felt like giving up or quitting in the past month, week? How many of you had that feeling like, you know what, I've had enough, towels in. I've had it. I'm promising you, I've been there. I'm going through it. I'm passing through it. But we're going to deal with that as well this evening. And then you ask, do I have a team? This is, to be quite honest with you, this is one of the most important and critical questions that you have to ask. Do I have a team, watchers, followers, or stumbling blocks? And how do I know the difference? This is really important because sometimes you think you have a team, you think you have someone that is in your corner, but the reality of when a crisis pops up, you look around and you realize, whoa, what happened? I thought I was honey, but now it's as though I'm garbage. You know, the bees are attracted to the honey and everything is attracted, but then all of a sudden, when the crisis comes, things change. How do you know if you have a team? I'm gonna help you with that question this evening. And then the greatest lessons you can learn from the past 5 years. We're gonna go through that together as well. The greatest lessons that you could learn from the past 5 years. What are those lessons? And why are they great lessons? And what is it that you could accomplish by embracing those lessons, making those lessons a greater part of what you do in 2024 and beyond? How many of you know we're still looking forward to a decade of success, a decade of success? And there's a reason why the class of Steele have that as a slogan, a decade of success. Because truth be told, the foundation years, the developing years, the growing years, those are not years of success in a lot of times. Those are the years of pain and tears and challenges and difficulties. But one thing that is sure is if you persist in building, developing, growing, nurturing, there is going to be fruit. And I can assure you, some of you will bear fruit in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 8 years, and in 10 years. But the thing is, you want to maintain a decade of stability. You want to stay focused. You want to stay committed. You want to stay resolute and make sure that you do not deviate or divert from the path that you are on. So number 6 is the decade of success continues. Okay, so let me ask some questions. This is going to be an interactive class this evening, equally in as much as I'm going to go through doing a lecture structure, but I want this evening's class to be interactive. And here's something that is very beautiful about the class this evening. We have representation this evening from South Africa, Uganda, Botswana. We have also from Nigeria, and we have different regions here in the UK, Barbados. We have connections from different regions. And it is trying to show you that a lot of times, remember when we first started these classes, individuals were talking about, I need to leave Botswana, I need to leave Ghana to go to this place or to go to that place. And I mentioned something that I want all of us to be aware. You are not excused or exempt from troubles, no matter what country you're in. And Grandmaster, you were sharing this recently. I know you were sharing it very recently, and a lot of people think that the grass is greener on the other side. Surely, if I go to Nigeria, the cost of living is cheaper in Nigeria. It's much cheaper than it is here in London, of course. But Nigeria might be thinking, surely if I go to London, I'm going to get a job. And if I get a job, I'm going to be better off. But you're going to be in a crisis because you might get a job, but the cost of living is conducive to the job you're going to get in this diaspora or this region. And the thoughts of being able to support back home, it doesn't work like that. It's not that easy, unfortunately. So you're going to find those challenges. But let me ask Grandmaster. Grandmaster, you're the first person, and that's why I took the time to make sure you get into the class this evening, because I'm going to lean on you and Doreen and Dr. Comfort this evening as the elders in the class. Well, Doreen, please, I didn't say you're one of the elder, but you know what I mean. Grandmaster, tell us what are the hurdles to progress and how to handle them. This is our first question. What are you finding as your hurdle in Botswana? What are you finding as your hurdle?
Well, one has just been a personal one of mine because I wear a lot of different hats in the community here. One is time management. That's definitely one of the biggest hurdles is time management. Trying to make sure that I juggle my time and do each one of my tasks in an efficient and timely manner, because each one of them are equally as important as the next, especially since I deal with a lot of community service. Of course, you know, I'm on the battlefield with the gender-based violence, domestic violence, that type of thing, human trafficking, doing the security consulting, that type of thing. So definitely one of the hurdles that I face is time management. The other hurdle, and I'll pass it on to somebody else that has been a stickler in my side, and this is probably indicative of a lot of places, but this is something I personally run across here in Botswana, and that is communication between myself and the people that I'm trying to assist, or people that have solicited me for assistance. It could be through a lack of phone call communication, a lack of email communication, WhatsApp communications, whatever the case may be. I find that people will solicit me for skills and services, but then I have to chase them to see if they're still in need of my services, if the situation has been resolved, if I need to get any of my other community partners involved in the situation, again, especially in the realm of gender-based violence and the security. So those are two of the things that have been a hurdle to me, dealing with that time management and the lack of two-way and reciprocal communication.
Okay, that's good. Your Excellency Doreen Burunji, or COO, what is it for you, Doreen? What are the hurdles to your progress, and what is your experience on your side, Doreen? On mute, Doreen. On mute, Doreen.
Yes, good evening once again. Thank you, Your Excellency, Dr. Michael Steele. Greetings to all the excellencies in the house and the youth class of Steele. It's great to be back. Well, my greatest hurdle in my work of doing business has been, for me, teamwork, the team, the foundation of building a vision. It has taken quite a long time to be able to identify whether I have a team, honestly, because I've been having a lot of things to deal with. And it took me a long time to find out where my source of problem was coming from. I had to accept that I have to go back to the foundation and check each and every person that is close to me, that I even engaged myself with in terms of affiliation, in terms of how can I say, pillars, the pillars of my vision and my company. And it came to me, it just hit me like just 1 year ago, something like that. I realized that my pillars were the greatest hurdles to my progress. I mean, those who, I'm telling you, if you trust, you might have a big organization, you have so much work, you have so many staff around you, and you keep seeing things are not moving your way, but then everything seemingly to be okay. But it's until all this goes away from you, you have to shake it off. You gotta shake everything off and go back to the roots. Because, for example, myself, I have owned the company for 14 years and I have run it. I did not know that I was running it single-handedly for 14 good years. I didn't know, but everything was going my way. A time reached when I needed to have these pillars of mine come in to sort out issues, but I could not see them for meetings. I could not see them endorsing minutes of the meeting, even accept, okay, they can say they come and they don't show up, even when they show up, fewer minutes. I didn't take it so seriously until gradually, these guys just, they started being quiet, lukewarm. You just come, it's like you're singing a song. You just sing a song before them and they say, okay, she has sung well, and there's nothing they can add on. There's absolutely nothing they can do for you. And they do not tell you. They do not tell you that they will not do this. So for me, my greatest hurdle has been my pillars. And when it came that I realized that it was them, they had to put me under. I was heartbroken and I had no one to count on. And as I speak now, it's now that I get my head up and I now see how to navigate through life and start all over again. But otherwise, the foundation, if the foundation is not firm, if the foundation is not firm, then there's no way you can go up. You will go up to a certain level and then you come back crumbling. So if you have people who support you, who speak positively in your life, who are there when situations are bad, then you know that you can go. You can actually begin to build what you want to build, because they will always be there. No matter what, when a challenge comes, you come together and fix it. But when you look at these people and they are not there, I'm telling you, trust me, engage whoever you call your pillar on a daily. Find out, don't wait. And they also, the other hurdle that has also been one of my contributory points for not progressing fast is tolerance. Tolerance. Let's not tolerate too much, because some people are silent, stumbling blocks, silent ones, and you can never know, you understand? So the only way you can trigger them is by giving it a time frame. You say, this cannot continue. With this kind of person, however good they are, you just have to cut off immediately. So I have had issues with time, giving people a lot of time, tolerating that, oh, tomorrow will be better. But to tell you the truth, if I had cut them earlier, the pain would be much less, and progress would be faster. I would replace them quickly, you understand? But it has taken me too long. And it's the fact that they realize that now I know who they are. We are having a challenge to let each other go. You understand? So there are some people who are interested in making others suffer. So they derive power, authority over oppression. So when this person eventually grows up and is like, I no longer need this oppression, I can actually make my own decision and stand alone. And I try it myself to see if I can do it. You will see, it will be clear. Look in the books, look into what they have been doing. You will not see any fingerprints. You'll not see their fingerprints anywhere. You're like, by the way, you've been running this show by yourself. You can do it. So those for me have been the main stumbling blocks to my success. And I pray that from this discussion, when I saw the points, the topics that Dr. sent today, I say, why is he sending these points? Has he been in my life or, but for sure, everything he has listed tonight, I have a lot to contribute to this class. And I urge each and every one of you, don't allow people to waste your time. It's very painful if you keep allowing them to do that. For you to heal, it's very painful. Just cut it off. Don't even give, if the grace period I can actually give you is just 30 days. In fact, even 30 days is too much. I will just give you a week. If you can't fix it, then you leave. That's it. That's it.
Grandmaster and Dr. Comfort and those of us who are in the class for a while are so in love with Doreen, because Doreen never used to speak. And she first joined the class, so still she would not speak. And
That's it.
And I'm sat here and I'm just loving you guys, because you guys have come a long way. And the reason why I said I have to do this class again is because of y'all, because y'all are going to teach this class this evening. And I want everybody to listen to every single person that is speaking. The reason is because you're gonna identify that your solution, you already know it, you already have it. You just need to hear that other people are using it from different parts of the globe, different parts of the world. They're using the same solution. All right. Jail is our superstar for me. Jail has come such a long way. As a matter of fact, Jail is, when I went to South Africa, Jail drive 5 hours. It was about it's 5 hours drive, Jail. It's
Yes, it's 5 hours.
And Jail, because of my schedule, Jail only get to spend, I don't think we spent 10 minutes together, Jail. We didn't. Jail, the next time I'm in South Africa, I'm going to tell you before I come, you're going to meet me at the airport and I'm going to drive with you and stick with you. But Jail, you are so appreciated in the class. So Steve, Jail, tell us, what have you found in light of your own journey? What has been your challenge?
For myself, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. For me, it was the facing of fear. You're standing in front of this huge pillar, or like Doreen said, and you're not sure whether you will be able to climb over this hurdle, crawl under it, and just to find ways to face that fear and to work your way through it. That was for me the most difficult part through my journey so far. And the one thing I just motivating myself every day is by staying positive, thinking positive, and renew my mindset every day. And because fear, you can overcome fear. And that to me was the biggest thing, because now I'm ending up with huge projects and I'm like, am I able to do it? Will I be able to? Then you start self-doubting, and that can also break you in the process. But I renewed my mindset every day. I have to do it. And my word of advice to anybody is, if you can, just try and stay positive through it all. It might look like a giant, but you will get through it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Jail. And again, it's a pleasure to have you in class and to know that you're keeping on and you're not giving up. That's important. Incidentally, I just want to welcome Dr. Sade James from South Africa. And Dr. Sade James is one of my business associates as well. And it's a pleasure to have her joining us from South Africa here in the class. Dr. Sade, just greet us this evening. Good evening, ma'am. How are you? You're welcome.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry I'm a bit late. Load shedding, network issues. But I wouldn't miss it for the world.
All right, Dr. Sade, thank you so very much for being with us this evening. Dr. Comfort, you're the last one I'm going to ask this evening. Mommy Comfort with us. And Mommy is our elder in the class, and she mothers all of us. And I think you would have so many experiences and so many opportunities being in the government in light of your vocation as a bishop for so many years. What are some of your challenges that you have found, Dr. Comfort?
A pleasant evening to all of you, and most especially Your Excellency Bishop Dr. Michael Steele, who is my biggest son, and all the excellencies in the house, and also the class of Steele youth. It's been a long way for getting to this point. I must tell you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele, for let me put it this, over 70 years. Last year and this year, I was hit with a major challenge in my life that I've never seen coming forth. You know, class of Steele has shaped us along the way, and it has given us some promptings in life. And I have begun to see that one has to be very careful in life, especially the youth that are coming, very careful in life. You take everything seriously. And I tell you, do not fear anybody though, or let anybody become your enemy. But you must be very, very careful with people around you. I thank the good Lord for pulling me through to this end. Normally, just as my little sister was telling me this afternoon, so my sister, you trusted everybody you come along, that come along your way. You just trust the person and then put your whole hope and trust. Just as our Honorable CEO was saying, when you work with one or two people for a short time and you see that they are not making it or pulling up, you just drop them. This challenge that I'm coming through had been such a headache that when I look at the points that Your Excellency, you put us, why is he pulling our feet? But I thought most of the experiences, or let me put it this way, testimonies, I would have shouldered it. But the Lord showed up yesterday, and it made a great and big difference for me. I have been hit with challenges of health. You know, people are saying that, oh, you are so strong, you can do this, you can do that, till I fell into a COVID. And it was by the grace of God that made me walk on my two legs and then move my body. All my spine was affected, my nerves were affected. There was a time when I went for checkup. I was amazed. Those are the hospital or the checking place. Some of them were shaking because all my nerves except two were shut down. I shouldn't even be walking. They were surprised. I was smiling and doing everything. I said, are you sure you're okay? I said, I'm okay. By the grace of God, I'm okay. But they showed me the picture of it. Another time, I have to bring it on the screen. All my nerves, except two, were shut down. But now I'm living by the grace of God. I thank God. I have to be careful on how I move and the people I move with. Then it also came on the point of trusting and relying on people. I found out that at my age, before I could settle down properly, I have to put certain things in place, especially financially. I have to be financially sound because it was like all along the way, I was dishing money here, doing that, and not caring for certain things. So I started doing some, let me call it businesses or programs, events that would bring in money, that could help people, that could do this and that. But I ended up by people enjoying my program, but not paying what they should pay. So there was these financial challenges zooming up. And I said, okay, let me turn to another side of the coin and then see if I can also make it that way. And in so turning, I forgot to lean on, let me put it this way, I know Your Excellency will not like lean on God, and also be careful with people. All along the way, some people I was trusting, they were lying, I didn't know. They were lying. They were saying big things that never materialized. I realized that too late. And the worst of all was somebody I had not known before. I just discussed issues on phone. The person said we'll be coming down, we'll be meeting, we never met. All to see, I'm just cutting it this way because another time I've just revealed the whole stuff. Just to see that he was a fraudster. And how he landed me in a pit. I nearly landed in jail. My children, let me call you my children, the class of youth, class of Steele youth. Be very careful with whom you work with. Check on their records, how they say they are living. If you have not seen them before, if much as you can go and see them in reality, where they are staying and what they are doing. I was just at a meeting and the person called me, oh, go and collect this money and send to me. I did that. But at the end of the day, when the challenge this unfolded themselves, I found out that I've been in a hot soup. Even if you were to put me in a cold room, I would be sweating. This person calls himself a man of God. I thought I've met my fellow man of God, so I could trust. To date, whatever he has been saying, whether it's true or not, I cannot tell. I was hit with a huge sum of money that I've not even have in my bank account, that I have to go and settle. But by the grace of God. And you could imagine, the hottest place was, one of them's brother was a policeman. A whole lot of issues that when I roll out the whole testimony, you will marvel. You pinch yourself. But our God is very faithful. So I came out with these things, that as long as I'm alive, I must be extremely careful. I must always check foundations before I put a structure on. No matter wherever it is coming from. Trust no man, not even yourself. Just trust that God will pull you through. People you come into contact with, not only what they say, but check their background. Don't just take, especially money from somebody and then think you have delivered it. You know what the person will say. Say, yes, I gave the money to you. I saw you send it through the bank. I saw the receipt. Even when we met that fraudster, he said, yes, it's a receipt. I received the money. But the man said, policeman said, no, I wanted to take the money from your hand. This person too is in a remand. Where is he going to bring the money? So I have to pay it. Where am I going, on earth am I going to find this money that is not in my account? That I did not chop even a penny In fact, I couldn't even weep. I was shocked myself. But at the police station, when they saw me, they said, you are too strong. Oh. I told myself, we don't know what is going on in my head. I just even know what sort of prayer to pray. But I had to trust on the good word of God. By and by, the Lord is sailing me through, sailing me through, sailing me through. Sometimes I wake up and then I will be shaking all over. And the things that will be happening will start dawning on me that this and that will happen, this and that happen. And if I don't take care and pray, I see them rolling out. My children, class of Steele youth, don't just run in this world as if everybody loves you. Or you have found a very good person you are moving with. Check them all out. If you want to make it in this world, don't trust people. As soon as you see some little changes around what they say they are, be careful, start checking. I saw signs, but I just blast over them. Knowing not that they were indicators that could have prevented me from a whole lot of embarrassment. And I would say it's just by the grace of God that I did not land in jail. And to your amazement, I just walked out from the place with self-bail. Do you hear it? So no one bailed me. They said, ma'am, I think we can't do anything. We'll give you self-bail. Anybody who heard it was shocked. And I know that nothing evil will happen to any class of Steele member. Because if it happens to you, it happens to all of us. And I was telling myself that, hey, you have gone through ambassador classes. You went through studies on global peace. And now how are you going to roll it out? In short, I would say that we have to be careful in life if you want to make it. It's a big big block that I have set in front of me. Carefulness. And with the pillars, trusting and then faithfulness must be your watch out. Must be your watch out. So I will pause here by saying that don't depend so much on people. Try to rule things out yourself. The knowledge that you have acquired from the class of Steele are so much. You have learned so many things, little that you think it may be, like you are traveling, what you are supposed to do, the culture of people, and every little bit counts. If you put all these pieces together, you find out that you have really gotten a big parcel that can take you a long way in this life. Try and work things out yourself. If it happens to be business, try as much as possible that you do something to get your own capital and then build things up. It's good always to build it up. Build it up. Don't depend upon people that, oh, you pay this, you pay that, you pay that. At the end of the day, when they don't get what they are expecting, they run after you. Or the person might have even given you £2 or at most maybe £500 or something. How the person will chase you out when he doesn't get whatever he wants. It's like he has given you thousands. I've learned my lesson. And I know the good Lord will help me. So I'm just advising you as my children that as you are going along the way, don't think that you want to become a big person, so you just do big things. Start building things up. Build it, start on your own. The lessons that you have learned, Any capital that you get, don't try to get something big, big, big. Whatever little that you get, build on it. And it will grow. Growth is what makes you the person that you have to be. Not that putting things together at once. No. Grow your life. Let me put it this way. Grow your business. Grow everything. Let it grow. And then as it is growing, you see the faults. You see where it is leaking. You see where it is not firm. You see where it is cracking. If it happens to be one day, you will not see it. But if it takes a little time, and consistency is what will make things perfect as it should be. I believe you are on the right track, and you have good mentors that will pull you to the position you have. I was so much happy when I read about our daughter Jair, and I know all of you will one day look back and say that we've made it. God on our side. Yes, still He used the class of Steele to build us. May you have a pleasant Yuletide, and may you enjoy your holidays. Thank you, Your Excellency, for making us come this way. I'm very blessed by having you as my big son. Whatever you have deposited in my life, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. And our First Lady, she has also made our day. We are praying that everything will go well with the funeral, and she will also be comforted. I know it will be done. Thank you so much, class of Steele.
Thank you, Dr. Comfort. You know, for those of you who've been on this journey for so many years with us, I fondly remember Dr. Comfort being the elder person, and she could never ever get into the class. She was the only person we couldn't hear her. She didn't know how to use the phone for Zoom, but she never stopped. And I remember she was in the earlier years of the class of Steele when everybody was getting into the messages. I would sit quietly and wait until she finished speaking because I grew up with my elders. So my respect for my elders has always been great. And it would be a challenge to listen to her. And she would always be using, I remember she went from one phone to two phones. Some of you remember she had two phones and she was in the class twice because she didn't want to miss. The reason why I'm sharing that is because today she's perfect with Zoom. But I'm here, and so as your mentor, I'm going to, yeah, Grandmaster, if you have a thought, share it while I compose myself. Please go ahead, Grandmaster.
You know me and I know you, and I was about to tell you to take your time, Bishop. I'm sitting here myself trying to hold back tears, but for the sake of staying on topic, she brought up a very, very relevant issue and a very relevant thing, because similar situations are happening, I think probably across the world, definitely here on the continent, because people tend to think that we as Africans are gullible. We as Africans are in need. We are, as Africans, are desperate. We as Africans have no hope. When the truth of the matter is, these are situations and circumstances that occur all across the globe, in every ethnicity, in every continent, in every situation, in every circumstance. But it hurts my heart to know that this is happening, of course, not only to our elders, but to our people. From a security standpoint, she did bring up a valid question, and this is something I'll always, always, always stress. You must do your due diligence to have people vetted. I don't care if they sound like it's the best thing in the world. I don't care if they come to you and everything that they say is music to your ears and it sound like it is different. See, the problem with that, bishops, your excellency, is that people of integrity, people of integrity and people who are honest usually run across the worst charlatans and the worst people because we come into situations and circumstances, sir, with no preconceived notions of how we think things are to be, and we take people at face value. But the people on the other side see those things in us. They see this person has integrity. They see this person is trustworthy. They see this person have all the qualities that I need to weasel in and to get into situations and circumstances, even to weasel into business, like you went through, Mother Comfort. And I apologize that happened to you, but I think probably after this session, myself and His Excellency Dr. Steele are going to design some type of course in some shape, form, or fashion. I don't know what form it's going to take right now to help our members of Class of Steel and Class of Steel youth be able to weed through these types of things. So these types of things don't happen to you again, Mother, and to others who have a sincere heart and a willingness to serve. Yeah. You should have called me.
You're right. You're right.
Have,
You're
have,
right.
have passport, will travel.
So with
But
that,
glad you're here.
with all that being said, guys, I want to say something to you. I'm going to, and I know my wife is going to be jumping and skipping, and some of you are going to be excited, but I'm going to commit to doing the Class of Steel next year straight through again, and it's free. It's going to be free. I'm not interested in doing this for the money. The money that I get is sitting down here and seeing all of you guys have made it. You've not quit, you've not given up, and maybe God will find some way to put money in my pockets. I don't know. He has a weird way of doing that, but the 3 years that we've been giving back and doing these Class of Steel Youth have been the most rewarding time of my life personally. And I know Dr. Comfort, Her Excellency Doreen, and Grandmaster, all of us have been able to see the growth in all of you. Uloma, we're so proud of Uloma. As a matter of fact, Uloma, tell us what is your hurdle because you're a product of the Class of Steel. Uloma, talk to us, Uloma, from Nigeria. Uloma's in Nigeria, right? Unmute yourself, Uloma. I don't know if she's reached home as yet.
Yes. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you very well.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm home, but we don't have lights. That's the usual thing in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I have grown to embrace, I think that's the right word, embrace hurdles that come my way, but where I have challenges is having to balance my emotions. I think I get too emotional, but then I I try as much as I can to process the situation, the circumstance by myself. Then I give myself the boost. I have been able to grow beyond, having to expect people to motivate me, to encourage me before I get up and move. I've come to realize that in life, we don't just grow, we keep going. Standing at a point or pausing won't necessarily help. You just have to keep going. You just have to keep going. I expect less from people. It doesn't matter how attached or related you are to me. I appreciate every help that is being rendered to me from strangers, from family, from anybody. I appreciate it greatly because I know individually we are all passing through a lot. We are all going through a lot. So for anybody to make that, extra space for you, it means a lot. It means a lot. Then I don't just see money or finance as the only help. It could be someone's time, it could be someone's words of encouragement. I appreciate quite a lot of every little thing people do for me now, because I know it's not just in Nigeria, globally, everybody is going through a lot in one way or the other. But for us in Nigeria, I think ours is diplomas. We are experiencing it at a pro level because of the kind of leaders we have. But then it is what it is. We got this. I remember this when you once told us we got this. So
you got
whatever, yes, whatever situation I find myself, I don't just look at the positive side. I weigh the other side. I prepare my mind. To an extent, I prepare my emotions. So when the blow comes, it doesn't hit so hard on me. If I need to cry, I cry, wipe my tears, and move on. If I need to give a good laugh at my mistake, at my silly steps, at my foolish acts, I laugh over it and keep going. I keep moving. And it has really, really helped me. It has really, really helped me. That's made me to reduce the negative vibes, the negative space. I don't give room to it. So whatever mistake I make, I take it in good faith and I move on. I learn from it, then I move on. So the hurdles, I see them as steps. I see them as bread. I eat it, I go to the next level. I just keep moving on. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Iloma. And please say hi to the babies for me. I miss them.
Then we hear. Thank you so much for this class, for giving us the privilege to see everyone's, though my video is not on, but I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm good. Giving us the privilege to see everyone's. My special greetings to our big mama, mommy in the house. Then to Grandmaster and our COO. I really, really appreciate all of you for all the impacts, for the foundation that you gave that has made us to, me in particular, I don't know about other people, that have made us to stand this firm. Pretty, pretty. Class of Steele gave me Pretty, a sister, a friend from another mother. She's not just a fellow Nigerian, she has become family, So I am all positive and grateful for the impacts of Class of Steele.
Pretty is in darkness too. Pretty, good evening. Let me let you say good evening before your light go off too. So good evening, Pretty. You're welcome this evening. And I know I have to share and I have all of these points, but you and the class will still know we respect each other. And if you're a visitor with us for the first time, we have a family structure that everybody gets the opportunity to speak because everybody has a point to share from their region, and we respect that. And we teach each other in the class. Pretty, go ahead this evening. It's good to see you. I know you're in darkness like Uloma, But you are braver than Uloma to show us your camera. Where is she? Grandmaster, can you see her? Pretty on mute, Pretty. Can you see the on mute? Pretty, click the on mute. I think that Pretty is
Bishop,
having.
yeah, Bishop in class, I think she might be devoid of an earpiece and a microphone where she is.
Her mic. I could see her. I could see it. Okay. Yeah, we can't hear you, Pretty. If you could log out and log back in, if you hear us, then log out and log. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Pretty. We can hear you now.
I told my wife that please, I don't want to distract anybody. No, no, no.
We were waiting for you.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
You prep me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, Your Excellency, and all the excellencies in the house. I'm so sorry, I've been in a function. That's why I couldn't get to the meeting. It's my apologies.
No worries.
And I want to say compliment season to all of you. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, okay. Your Excellency, Bishop Comfort, Grandmaster, and everybody, Oloma, my sister, Jai from Africa, and every other person there. My heart is with you. I'm happy to meet my family once again. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Pretty. How many of you remember this? Doreen, you have forgotten. uh, Ruth is no longer in China. I think Ruth is back in Botswana and Ghana. Ruth, good evening.
Good evening, Excellency. Sorry, I came late. Please, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Hello, Excellency, can you hear please? Hello. Hello, Your Excellencies, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you. Hear you. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm late. I had a lot of visitors around to attend. That's why I joined. Oh, okay, okay. Good evening, Comfortable. Good evening from Ghana to Grandmaster and everyone on this platform. I'm so happy to see all of us again. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I came late again because I had to attend to some visitors I had. Yeah.
You're very welcome. You know, for those of you who are watching this stream from YouTube, and just so you don't think we're not professional or we're not structured, that's not the case. The case is that we're all family and everybody's really close. And we appreciate the difficulties with electricity, the difficulties in Africa with people's network and bandwidth. So we just kind of work with everybody at that pace. So thank you so very much for bearing with us. With that being said, the time is 6:21, and I'm going to jump straight into from here. I'll go straight into this evening's lecture and just jump straight to the points that are critical so that we can have some meat to go with us for 2024 and beyond. And as you've heard from those in Botswana, those in Uganda, in Nigeria, in Ghana, all of the different regions of Africa, and those who are here with us, you can appreciate that everybody is experiencing their challenges and their difficulties. You've heard it spelled out from the youngest among us to the eldest among us, that the challenges, none of us are exempt from those challenges. in listening to all the points, I want to give a critical thought for all of you to write down. Every single point that you have heard mentioned pertaining to what are the hurdles, a lot of you would have mentioned people, associates, you would have mentioned fear, you would have mentioned time, you would have mentioned so many different things that are hurdles. I want to say something to you, and I really want you to take this note, and I want you to write it down and never forget it. Never ever you forget it. And to explain it, I'm going to give you a picture in your mind of a racetrack, and you have these stirrups that you have to run and jump over. Okay? So a racetrack is there, and you have to run and jump over these tracks. It's called hurdles. It's a race that's called hurdles or hurdling. And I want to share something with you, and I want you to use this for every single hurdle that you will ever encounter. It's the same principle, and it's the same process, and it's the same thing. If it is fear, you could use what I'm going to give to you to overcome fear. If it is worry, if it is doubt, if it is time management, whatever it is, what I'm going to give to you is going to help you to overcome in 2024 and beyond. Whether it is looking at the time, distance, whatever, okay? So you have this hurdle and you're running. This is the nature of life. Sometimes you're going and then pops, up comes this hurdle. Now, in approaching the hurdle, a number of critical things need to be addressed. You cannot approach any hurdle in life without addressing these things. Thing number one, how high is the hurdle? How high is the hurdle? Thing number two, what is the width, length, distance? Do I go around the hurdle or over the hurdle or under the hurdle? What am I trying to say? You're going to have to assess the situation, step back from it. Okay? Don't just rush head on into it, because there's some hurdles that you rush head on into. Don't worry about those. When you rush head on into a hurdle, the most common sense, logical thing to do is step back. Look at the hurdle, address it, observe it, and make a decision. Now, the decision that you make is going to be based on your personal assessment of the hurdle, number one, and then number two, is the hurdle really in your way, or can you avoid the hurdle? Ambassador Doreen made a very important point. There's some people that you realize you could do without them. So there's some hurdles that you just, you know what, bro, calm down, bro. Not dealing with this today. Sorry, not dealing with this. There's some hurdles you could do that. There's some people that you have to say, I've dealt with you long enough. I'm not dealing with you any further. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, but I'm not fighting with your attitude. I'm not fighting with your anger or your venom. I'm not going to try to convince you to be the way I want you to be. I'm sorry, but I'm done with you. Please forgive me, but I'm not dealing with this hurdle. There's some hurdles that you can do that with. You have to determine which hurdles you can do that with. Are you with me? Rick at me if I'm going good so far. Am I right? So there are those types of hurdles. Then there are hurdles that you have to look at. Is this a hurdle that I have to jump over? And this part is funny. Or is it a hurdle that I have to get my pet and break it down to size? Grandmaster likes this one. There's some hurdles that you're going to have to cut them down to size. For example, some of your staff members that are important, or some of the people you're working with, or some of the people or some of the situations you have no choice but to address, you're going to have to cut them down to size where you could manage the hurdles. But whichever way, I want you to appreciate this. The most critical aspect of any hurdle you're going to approach is how you process dealing with it. You have to process dealing with it. How many of you have ever had a conversation with somebody that started shouting at the top of their voice and screaming, and you're so nice and calm, and all of a sudden you see yourself screaming at the top of your voice and yelling like you don't have no control, and you didn't realize, bro, you're not controlling this situation. This situation is sucking you in, chewing you up, and spitting you out. And the neighbors are going to look and say, oh my God, I didn't know she was such a horrible person. And then when you walk away, you look at yourself, you blame the hurdle. Wrong answer. Blame yourself. You did not assess the situation. You did not determine how is the best approach to go forward, and you allowed the situation to take advantage of you, chew you up, and spit you out. Some of you are going to have to learn the 10-second rule, but I'll give you 5 seconds for those of you who don't have that much patience. Second, number 1, do I really want to get involved with this stupid battle right now? Second, number 2, what is the outcome of this looking like for me? Second, number 3, if I get into this battle and I lose, how am I going to look? Second, number 4, do I really, 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 really worry about losing or winning this particular one? And the final point is, how do I engage? Now, you notice I said 5 seconds. How many of you have ever stood and see your life flash before you? You saw your mother, you saw your children, you saw your grandmother, you saw your grandparents, you saw every single person that you loved, that you didn't love, and it all happened in 1 second. So 5 seconds is quite a long time if you want to control your emotions, your attitude, and your approach to a situation. Is that okay, everybody? Uloma, take that one for... Wait, Uloma is gone. Uloma has dropped off. But all of you, I want you to take those points, because that's critical to understand in light of recognizing, how do I overcome hurdles? Every hurdle is different. Different dynamics, different variables, different individuals, different culture, different location possibly, different timing. Some of you women, when you're in certain periods of your life, for lack of saying it another way, you can be one way today, but tomorrow is a different period. Don't mess with you tomorrow, because today what you get might not be what you get tomorrow. And what I mean by that is, you need to control yourself. The biggest problem, challenge, hurdle to overcome is you. There is no other hurdle to overcome than you. Because guess what? Every single situation, every single hurdle, every single problem, every single challenge is going to create an opportunity for you to be a better you. That's the point I want you to get. Here lies an opportunity for you to be a better you or a bitter you. You have to determine, am I going to be better or bitter? Any hurdle that you're faced with. Dr. Comfort expressed her hurdle with the people she dealt with. Has she become better or bitter? She became better. Grandmaster has his. Has he become better or bitter? He manages time differently. he approaches time differently. Ambassador Doreen discovered, wait a minute, my pillars are my problems. What has she done? Those who are supposed to be the pillars are the problems. So what do? Remove the pillars gently. You have two options. You could either remove the pillar and let the roof cave in on you, or you could put another pillar, two pillars, first, while you ignore the pillar, that's a problem. Are you with me? And you put two pillars in, and then what do you do after you put up two pillars? You go and you kick that other pillar out. Why? Because when you kick that pillar out, the building is not going to drop in on you because you've already secured the position the pillar is propping. Do not kick out a pillar that is propping a building that is above your head without first putting in other props. I hope you heard me, Doreen. All right. So we get that out of the way, and let's jump into this other one. When bad things happen to good people, listen carefully. And I want you to grasp this in its entirety and don't ever complain again about it ever again. Okay? A lot of you know that I think I'm a good person. I'm not sure. Everybody have their opinion of you. There's some of you that might think, oh, Dr. Steele, he's a good person. The ambassador, he's a wonderful person. Oh, but there are those who are on the other side of the fence that might think I'm a not so good person because of whatever reason. There are people that might love Grandmaster to bits, but I'm betting to you there are those who do not love him because he's the one that addresses the problems they're causing. And nobody likes the person who's going to address their problems. Never. What am I trying to say? There are people who are always going to like you and people who are not going to like you. It's normal. So there's an era of your life where you're going to be considered good, and then a place where you're going to be considered bad. It's normal. Now, when bad things happen to good people, to be quite honest with you, the same sun that shines on the good shines on the bad. The same problems and challenges that visit the good, they visit the bad. What am I trying to outline here? None of us are exempt from troubles. Don't ever think somebody is good enough or too good or too great or too grand that they deserve exemption from problems. Eradicate that. Eradicate that thinking. If you hear something bad happens to the ambassador, you might get a tear and says, oh, Dr. Steele don't deserve that. He's such a good person. How could you alleviate the trouble? How could you ease the burden of the pain? Whatever you could do, figure it out. Try it. There are people that are around you that are good. If you don't think they deserve the things that are happening to them, just see how you could ease the burden. Because at the end of the day, coming and saying, oh, Dr. Steele, you're too good for this to happen to you. This should never happen to a person like you. You're such a good man. You're so awesome. To be quite honest with you, that doesn't help the fact that the milk is already spilled. It's a waste of your time. Get what I just said to you. It's a waste of your time when you look at the environment that the person is currently in or the situation they're faced with and just be moping and groping about they're too good for that to happen to them. It doesn't matter. Things that are bad will always happen to good people and bad people. The best that you could hope for, you know, I just heard a Kenny Rogers sings, the best that you could hope for is to, well, anyway, let's leave that alone. For those of you who don't know that song of Kenny Rogers, the coward of the county. but you could, in life, it's going to happen to you, okay? And when it happens to others, please don't make it worse. Don't make it worse by making the person think they're grander than anybody else and it shouldn't happen to them. Rise above that. Good things will happen to all of us and bad things, okay? And again, your role If you see the person as that good, your role is to see, how can I help? How can I alleviate some of that? I repeated myself, but I'm repeating myself for the purpose of you understanding the best that you could do when bad things happen to good people is see how you can mobilize help for them. All right? And that's what Jael and Grandmaster and a lot of us do in the case of a lot of good wives and good women that are out there, and they're finding themselves with some horrible individuals that take advantage of them. Equally, some good men, and they're finding themselves with some horrible individuals that take advantage of them. And we have to work to support those who are less fortunate and those who are going through difficult times in life due to no fault of their own. A lot of you were born in different parts of Africa, and there's so many atrocities, so many difficulties. And we who are in the West that are privileged, I'm glad for those, the millions of people who are so fond of going and helping those on the continent because they see the need that is there. For those children who need education, those children who need clean water, those who need energy, electricity, all of the needs that are there, they're good people that are there, but there are bad things happening. And we who are able to stretch forth our hands and support you in those times of need. When bad things happen to good people, it gives an opportunity for good people to stand up and support good people. What to do when feelings of quitting or giving up comes. This is very, very, very important. And listen very carefully. Please listen. None of us, not one of us here in Africa, in the West, anywhere in the world, is exempt from feeling like quitting. If you have a family and you never felt like throwing in the towel, you don't have a family. You have robots around you that you control, and you know how to make them do what you want them to do, and you're satisfied. But if you have a family that have a mind of their own, they want to go to the left when you want them going to the right. They want to go up when you want them go down, and they want to go down when you want them go up. If you have a family, you will have troubles. You'll have difficulties. You have upsets. You feel like, I don't want to go home today. I'm not going home today. And then you wake up and realize, but nobody's going to be there if I don't go. I have to go. You know, if you have a business, oh my goodness. All of us, most of us here are entrepreneurs. If you have a business, you would feel like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. This is too much. The government side of the business, the taxations, the taxes, the regulations, the staff, the customers, the clients. Oh my goodness. If you don't ever have a motion where you feel like quitting and you need to go and get some me time with a good psychologist or a shrink or a mentor, you don't have a business. You just existing. If you just married and it's just you, I'm just married and it's just me and my wife or me and my husband, so I'm fine. And you don't feel like quitting. You know, when I went through marriage counseling, I remember Bishop Jerry Steele, one of my dads, said to me, the first time I got married, he said to me, "You're gonna wish you didn't get married." I said, "Dad, don't say that. How could you be so mean?" How could you be so mean? You can't say that. That's not a good statement. He says, "Michael, everybody that gets married, when they really, really start engaging, sometimes they wish they didn't get into that position. It's normal. It's not abnormal. Why is it normal to feel like quitting sometimes? Because life is pressing and challenging, and it can be overwhelming. So what do you do? What do you do? Take the points that I just gave you for number one. What are the points? You step back. You assess the situation. Because you see, all of these things that I'm sharing with you are just like hurdles. That's why I can go through them so quickly at this point. The same lesson that is applied for the hurdles applies for when bad things happen to good people. What do? You don't rush in and say, this is a good man, and no, you don't. You pause. You step back and you look at, what can I do? How can I help? What do you do when you feel like quitting? That's another hurdle that you have to jump over. Quitting is a hurdle. What do? You step back. You look at the pros and the cons. What are the pros of quitting? What are the cons in quitting? Who's going to be the least satisfied if I quit? Who's going to be the most satisfied? You have to weigh them. Every single thing. The pillars, Doreen. You can't kick out the pillar from the building because the building has a roof above it. And if you kick out the pillar, Doreen, and you don't have another post, the roof is going to cave in, my dear. Make sure that the post that you put there props up what the pillar was propping up before you kick it out. I repeat myself, and I'm going to repeat myself quite often. It's not because I'm not intelligent. Maybe it's because I am intelligent that I repeat myself. But when you feel like quitting, step back. Do not quit immediately. Never, ever quit immediately. Write that point down. Write it down. Never, ever quit immediately. Never do it. Sleep on it. If you want to quit today, sleep on it, wake up tomorrow, and decide how you're going to maneuver. But do not go into a situation, walk in the office because you've had a bad day, you just saw somebody got into an accident on the way to work, and the traffic was long and you couldn't get there in a hurry, and you have an unreasonable boss or a partner or associate, and they're drilling you and they're grilling you. How could you be late today? You know today of all days you had this to do and you had that to fix. How dare you get in late? How could they are not interested in this, the reason they're not interested in what happened. They are just grilling you. Please, I beg you, by the mercies of Almighty God, do not quit today. Sit down at your desk, cry, let water run out of your eyes, but please, I beg you, don't quit today. Quit tomorrow. You'll get what I mean another day. Don't quit today, quit tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. You should write that down. I'm not quitting today, I'll quit tomorrow. And guess what? Tomorrow is today. But I want you to appreciate this. Never ever quit immediately. Process the situation. Process what is happening. Process the dynamics. Process what are the potential outcomes after the turmoil, after the hurdle. What could be the outcomes if I explained myself when he's calmer or she's calmer? What could be the outcome? If you discover a person is always argumentative and that's the way they deal with things and situations, but that's the environment you're in because it pays your salaries, it feeds your family, determine whether or not you are going to put a pillar in place first and then you're going to quit, or you're just going to kick the pillar immediately and quit. But make sure you assess the situation. What do you do when you feel like quitting? Decide you will quit tomorrow. First, you know what? I'm going to quit this tomorrow. And a lot of times when you wake up tomorrow, the person is in a different mood, a better attitude. They realize they were wrong to grill you so hard. Maybe they apologize and say sorry. Maybe you would look at the situation and realize, wow, you know what? That car accident that hindered me really put me in problems at the company. It really, really put the company in problems. Maybe you're going to look at it and decide that person that didn't pay the money on time has put me in a lot of trouble, have caused some problems for the other person up the food chain that I had to deal with. But don't quit immediately, please. Are you hearing me? I'm leaving this house. I can't stand my landlord. I'm tired of this. Whoa, 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 please. Process why the landlord is angry, why he's vexed. Process why you're not able to make him happy. And sit down and decide what you could put in place to change those dynamics. When you're thinking about quitting, don't quit. Focus on what you could put in place to remedy the situation. Don't ever quit immediately. Let me give you a few reasons why not to quit immediately. How many people have been in a business or a job and they were the top paid and they decide I'm done with this and boom, they're going to quit, and they quit. And then tomorrow, all of the other people that were with them, they see them moving up the ladder and they still can't find another job or get another position. And they're struggling. And then they walk back and somebody says, why did you lose that job? You had such a good job. You were in such a good position. You were working up the ladder. Oh, the boss is an idiot. Oh, the staff, they're fools. Oh, this. Oh, they're unreasonable. The customers are driving me crazy. So what's happening now? Things a little rough, I'm trying to, I can't, What? What's happening? What? You didn't think. You didn't process it right. You made a very horrible decision because the decision that you have made is now affecting your responsibilities, your commitments. It's affecting them. It's affecting those things that you had to be assured over because you made a drastic decision in a moment of frustration or vexation or upset, even if it was compounded. Get what I'm saying? Because while it was happening and you were tolerating it, you were paying your bills, you were maintaining your responsibilities, and you were managing the difficulties that you were facing. But one day you just decided that you've had enough. And now you're outside wishing you didn't make that decision immediately. Please, class of Steele Youth, be a different breed of people. Don't quit the party that you're in because you have an idiot as a leader. Because your political career has so much advancements in it that if you stay the course in your zone, you will be a professional success because you stayed the course in your zone. The Prime Minister does not have anything to do with the Minister of Finance success. The Minister of Finance's attitude is what is going to determine if he's going to end his tenure in the political party successful or not. So make sure you do not allow an immediacy or another person to create an environment where you make a horrible knee-jerk decision and quit. Never quit immediately. You quit in process. So let me tell you how to quit. Because I think some people need to know how to quit, because you need to know when to quit, how to quit. So let me give you some time. Let me put some things in place that what you are providing or what you're doing, I can mitigate first. This is how to quit. Position yourself to quit. Are you hearing me? Wave at me if you're hearing me. Come on. Position yourself to quit. Don't let somebody make you quit immediately. Position yourself to quit tomorrow. And then when that tomorrow comes, you say, today is the day that I will give you my resignation letter. I have something for you, sir. Oh, I know, I wanted to talk to you. Come, 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 come. I'm so glad you're here because I want to talk to you. While they're smiling, thinking that they now want to talk to you, your comment says, oh, please, I appreciate, but I just want to give you something. Unfortunately, I'm no longer going to be here any further. Oh, in Africa, you do it this way. Yeah. Am I correct? Those of you, Ujubanga is laughing. Ujubanga, why are you laughing? Ujubanga, I need you at this moment. Let me hear your voice this evening in the class. Ujubanga Kabazeri, why are you smiling?
Good evening, everyone, the elders of the class, my colleagues. No, I'm laughing because that's how we do it here in Botswana. It's to show respect. You give someone and you have to also put on the other hand. Yeah, it's just respect. But yeah, these are good lessons. Let me just start with the first one, which was let me check my notes again. The hurdles. Yeah, for me, the hurdles really, as soon as you are born, that's where it starts. And like Uloma said, sometimes we just keep going. Sometimes we just accept that the world we live in, that's just how it is. There's going to be challenges. All species, it's not just human beings. You find that there are lions that cannot hunt anymore. What happens? They die, they phase out. Young ones grow up and replace them. Challenges are just everywhere. But personally, what I'm going through at the moment, I think my main challenge for the past I would say 18 months, it has been trying to balance school and work. It's so painful, it's so tiring. When you are at work, sometimes you are trying to do your assignment, you have to dodge a little bit, pretend like you are working at your computer while you are typing your assignment. Your bosses gets in and you have to open an email window or something like that just to cover up your assignment. And sometimes when you get home, you also try to do your assignment, but you're so tired. And what's happening is that you find that there's formative assignment and summative assignment. Now you find yourself just focusing on summative assignment because those are the ones that eventually give you marks, and you ignore all these formative ones, but they're just as important because this is just a build up to the summative ones. So you come there and only focus on the ones that are going to give you marks, and you forgo this, and it's just so painful. But that's how I'm coping at the moment. That's all I can say.
Thank you so very much, Uvanga. You know, when I was doing my bachelor's, I received the honorary doctorate, and my honorary doctorate was based on my work in the ministry and what I've done. And when I was doing my bachelor's, I had to write for my bachelor's. And I I will tell you the honest truth. It was one of the hardest things that I have ever in my life experienced when I was writing for my bachelor's. Because you have to study so much and you have to process so much. And then you have to balance, like you were saying, you have to balance work and family as well, and study. And how did I do it? How did I do it? I found that late in the night, I did most of my writing and my research late in the night. I found that worked better for me, to be quite honest with you, late in the night. Because during the day, I'm so mentally filled and overwhelmed with the things and the cares of the day. But here's why I'm going to share this with you, Ujuvanga. And it's hard, and I want you to hear this. It's hard, but I want you to hear something that's important. Grandmaster made a point of looking at time management. If you don't learn time management and you don't put a program in place and stick to that program, you will not be successful. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of successful people who study for the bachelor's, their master's, their PhDs, and they're working in the midst. And one of the most critical things you need is time management. As a matter of fact, when you're studying a degree, and for those of you who have degrees would know what I'm saying as well. When you're studying for a degree is actually deliberately designed to challenge you and to push you through life. And what do I mean by that? You get a lecturer that is going to come and talk, blah, 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 and you're taking notes to the best of your ability. And then he gives you 100 page, 100 word or 200 word or 1,000 word assignment on what he said. And then you never get a chance in any of your other assignments to take a breather to regurgitate the notes that you receive. Why do they do that? It's deliberately designed that way. Why? Because they want to teach you, if you're going to go to that student's party and that house party after you've gone through a day, and then you're going to get up not able to cope and tired to go into class the next day, you will fail university. You will fail. So you have to learn to balance your time and manage your time professionally. I have one of my sons, Fabian. I don't know how many degrees and PhDs Fabian have, I confess. The boy is always studying, always studious, extremely, yet he works and manages all the other dynamics. But it is about time management. So Ujuvanga, I'm disappointed in you as your mentor that you're cheating the school of their time and you're sneaking behind the computer screen. I'm not proud of you. Ujuvanga Kabazere, you see, you spell all of your names so they can see you. So my son, please set up a program that you're going to manage your time, how you're going to manage your time, how you're going to decide this time is for study time, tell the family or whoever else, this is study time, I have to focus on my studies. How you're going to manage your sleep time. When you're doing degrees, a lot of time you just get 4 hours sleep a night. Grandmaster knows what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get 3 hours sleep a night. That's one of the things you're going to have to sacrifice. Sometimes you get no sleep. Sometimes no sleep. As a matter of fact, when I was doing my bachelor's, when I was writing, there were nights I did not sleep because the night ran into the morning and then I had to get up and go again. So I admonish you and I encourage those of you who are studying that are listening to this broadcast, please manage your time professionally so that you remain a level of high performance. High performance is knowing how to do what, when to do it, and be successful in accomplishing what you set out to accomplish. So let me jump back on. And the part that I want to jump on to now is, do I have a team? The time is now 2 minutes past 7, and our classes are normally 2 hours and over. So if you are not able to stay to the rest of the class, you're free to be released from class at this moment, but we will carry on for the sake of those who will remain. and conclude this session this evening, because I want to leave this broadcast that you could skip to it and follow up if you need to do so, even after the class is finished. Okay, this is my New Year's gift to Africa and to those in the class of Steele who have missed these sessions. All right, so you're free to go if you choose to, as our class are for 2 hours, but we will carry on this class for those who will remain. So we're going to look now at, do I have a team and watchers? I see Ruth is saying ye. Ruth, why are you saying ye? Ruth, why are you saying ye about? Let me take a breather.
Your Excellency, I'm just happy. That's why.
Why are you
Your
happy,
Excellency,
brother?
your Christmas gift to us. I'm
Grandmaster?
just excited hearing that.
Okay. I see, before I go any further, I don't want to miss, I see user, and I think user is my friend Mitra from St. Lucia. Mitra, is that you in the class? User, could you kindly identify yourself? You're listed as user.
It's me, Agnes.
Agnes!
His Excellency, yes, it's me.
Agnes, why didn't you put your name properly in the class? Please go and rename yourself Agnes.
It's a new laptop, so I'm still setting it up. So that's why it just came like that.
Okay, so Agnes, go and click rename. And no, I'm going to rename you. Don't worry, Agnes. I've renamed you. Don't worry, you are there now. Let me do it properly. I'm sorry. Let me do it the right way. I'm sorry. Agnes. Welcome, Agnes. It's good to see you there.
Thank you, Excellency.
All right. So because I have to fetch my own water and fetch my own refreshments because First Lady isn't with me, Grandmaster, I want you to tell us about a team. What is your assessment of a team? And we're going to jump into that part about, do I have a team? But I want you, Grandmaster, to take on a few minutes and just tell us, what is your assessment of a team while I get myself some water?
Not a problem, Your Excellency. Thanks. Assessment of a team. First of all, the first thing that comes to my mind is accountability. We've talked about this before in the class of Steele and talked about it several times before. This is something that's really, really, really important to me. You must have accountability partners in life. So everyone on your team should be accountable to one another. When I look at it from a law enforcement or a military perspective, or even from a martial arts perspective in my time that I spent in China, a team is a cohesive unit. Everybody knows everybody else's job description. Everybody knows everybody else's place. Everybody knows everybody else's scripting. A team, to me, is a family on on a Red Bull, so to speak. Everybody's ahead of the game. Everybody's on top of whatever. Everybody works to make it cohesive, and you work to make the machine run smoothly. It's important that you have a team. We always hear about a team being as strong as the weakest link. It's important in a team to make sure that everybody is up to speed, everybody's up to snuff, and that weakest link is actually the strongest link, which means if that's the weakest one, then everybody else is going to be above board and above the game and ahead of the game, ahead of the curve on that in terms of what a team is. That's my definition of what a team. Perhaps we can open the floor now, Your Excellency, to someone else's definition or interpretation of what they think a team may be.
Dr. Sade James, could you tell us what you think a team would be? Dr. Sade James from South Africa.
Sure. I think a team consists of team players, first of all, your constructive critics, people that always have your back, and most importantly, are there to hold you accountable for whatever position each team player is supposed to uh, basically play and the role that they play. I think communication is key, and a team should be a close-knit network that is able to pick up the phone 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and everybody has each other's back, personal or business. That's my ideology, or my sense of what a team is. And I hold that dear to my heart, and I work with a team that is like-minded, and we all realize that we have our strengths and weaknesses in different positionings. So listening not only to reply, but listening to understand and move forward, and also be teachable, because not everybody knows everything. So yeah, that's what a team is to me.
So Dr.
You know?
Dr. Sade is a part of my global team, and she's one of the greatest perfumers you will ever meet, I can assure you. Dr. Sade, please share your information and your website inside of the chat so that the others can know who provides some of the best perfumes. And she is actually a brand, but I will leave that for future reference. So please put your link in the class so the class will Steele Youth and the others will know who you are and what you do as well. And thank you so very much for your contribution to the class this evening.
Thank you. Sure.
Obona from Botswana, the guest of Grandmaster. Obona, please, what's your thinking or thoughts on a team? Obona in Botswana, can you hear us or can you unmute? Okay. Okay, so we don't have, okay, okay. So let me go on. Grandmaster, you just sent a message when she's available. So here's the thing that I want us to look at. All of the points that you mentioned about a team is true, is correct. But this is the most critical thing for me over the years of discovering a real team. The real understanding of a team and knowledge of a team is only really after it's proven. And this is what I'm saying seems to be like putting the cart before the horse, but I want you to grasp what I'm sharing with you. When I chose the Class of Steele team, when I chose the team, it came from relationships, people that I respect and trust. Grandmaster and I have been friends for a lot of years, and he has my back and I have his back. And I know that I can lean on him at any given point in time in life, and vice versa. We have that. In your team, you have to, before you put your team together, a team is made up of an individualistic relationship. It has to be. If you have a business, you're not just going to choose somebody because you're trying to do something and just choose anybody. It doesn't work like that. When you're young, a lot of times when we're young, we choose people based on schoolmates. We went to school together, we're good friends. And then we discover, but wait a minute, me and this person went to school together, but this person is a horrible accountant. I mean, you get what I'm saying. He knows math a little bit, but you know, I can't choose him on my team as my accountant. If I need an accountant, this person, I know this person so well, so amazing, but this person is illiterate on a computer. They don't know how to use a computer. Are you going to choose them on your tech team? You get where I'm going? The most critical thing in choosing a team is what is the team going to be doing? And then the person that is chosen is based on a number of criteria. If you're the head of the team, they're based on a number of critical points. Relationship. Do I get along with this person? Have we ever had a fight and fall out? And after we fell out, how did we agree back? Because in the team, you are going to have fallouts. How many of you get what I'm saying? You will have fallouts in anything you're doing, you will have fallouts. But how do you agree back? How did you gel after the fallout? The next thing you're going to want to know is how competent are they in the position that I want them to be in? Thank you so very much, Grandmaster. I receive your message. How confident are you in their competence in the part on the team they're expected to play in their role? How competent are they? Because this is also critical. The person could be your super best friend, but they're incompetent in the area you need them to play on your team. And then the most important thing is this. Do they want to be led by you? Doreen is shit. As a matter of fact, let me get our COO. Doreen, you shook your head on that point, and that's a very important point. Why did you shake your head on that point, Doreen?
Why? It just reminds me of my leadership qualities. I mean, I have been amazed by feedback from one of those employees that I had, some who really despised my leadership, but they chose to stay. How you find out that you need to be led by these people want you to lead them. It's also the other issue, because these people come to you when they're in need of money. Yeah. And they will just choose to stay just because they need money, but they don't really appreciate you being their leader. They even think they can do the job better than you, but unfortunately for them, you happen to be their leader and there's nothing to do about it. It takes time to identify that these people don't want you to lead them. And really, and I should advise everyone, be very sensitive with the words that people speak under your leadership. Someone can make a statement, and don't just take it lightly, take it seriously. One young man told me, one IT guy told me, I told him, hey guy, why is the internet off? This is his role. He's competent, okay? He's able to do this, but we could not work. The office was not functioning because of internet connections. He told me, that's your company. I said, this is not a team player. He's not part of my team. He works for the company. That's your company. This is our class of Steele. We spend 2 hours with you, doctor. We are part of it. But somebody says, that's your company. And for sure, I've gone down. I should have cut him off that time. It is, be sensitive when you're working with people, how they respond to you. Don't take it lightly, cut it off. Because if somebody really wants to have a relationship with you, and a long relationship with you, like for the class of Steele, he can't say something like that to you. He just cannot. Just cannot. Cut off. I mean, I am cutting off completely. And it takes time to find out, but the more you interact with your team, the more you get to know who are these people that you can put as your team players. Not everyone is a team player. There are those who just come for today's daily bread, but there are those that are there for the long haul. And those ones are not easy to identify. It's only when you get closer to them, that's when you get to know that they are actually the ones for you. All these that shine, 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 shine. You shine and you're sitting on a sinking ground. That's my take, Doctor.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency Doreen. I want to ask Mr. Gordon to come because Mr. Gordon, he's in Ghana and he's a musician. He teaches music and music classes, etc. And team playing is critical in music. Mr. Gordon, share with us your understanding and the dynamics of a team from the perspective of musicians as well. Can you unmute, Emmanuel? Ruth, Mr. Gordon is struggling to unmute. Okay, I think that's internet connectivity. That's all right. So let me go on. Dr. Sade, you have your hand up. Is that a hand? Go ahead, Dr. Sade. I see your hand raised.
Yes, I just love what Ambassador Doreen had to say. However, when you let people into your organization and into your team, there's no getting away from exposing them to intellectual property to a certain degree. So, in my own experience, what I do when I see a person like acting up, or I feel that they are doing their own thing, or they're just coming to earn their daily bread, is I have a conversation with them to say, like, you know what, I know what's up, right? And apart from me knowing what's up, I don't want you to waste your time and I don't want you to waste my time, but you're valuable to me in X, Y, and Z areas. And I think you can develop in A, B, and C. So it's on you as to whether you want to grow with us or not. And I just let it play out because my theory is this: you give a person enough rope, because we're all born with free will. You give a person enough rope to hang themselves, because when things don't work out in their favor, because when you basically touch God's anointed, don't think it's going to work out for you. It's a rule of thumb. It's a universal law, right? So you're just going to be like, I told you so. Any like ill intentions or whatever, you've just hung yourself. And I told you this, and I felt this type of way. I've actually had that problem with a staff member currently. And then you just remain silent and watch the show, but keep your eye on the ball.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Sade, it sounds like my mentoring is working.
Oh, yes, it is.
Dr. Sade is one of my business mentees. Okay, I want where's Mr. Gordon is back. Mr. Gordon, are you able to have we gotten back to you, Mr. Gordon? Go on.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening to everyone, His Excellency, Dr. Steele, and all the executives meeting here. I think today is my second time of joining, but the class, I'm enjoying the class because I'm learning a lot. And talking about the team, let me use my teachers as an example. Like as a team, you should ideally be a group of individuals who work together towards a common goal, utilizing your individual strength and skills to achieve success. A successful team should have a good communication, collaboration, trust, and respect among team members. And you should be able to adapt to changes, be open to feedbacks, and have a positive attitude toward challenges. Like one of my teacher taught we all join a fellowship so he can just come. His attitude towards work was lackadaisical life, some kind of attitude. So he realized I can't tell him to vacate his job or something. Fine, it's a part-time job that we are all doing. But I realize when he comes, he will just be on his phone. He's a drummer, so he's the one teaching the drummers. And you know, children, even as a teacher, as you are teaching them, they don't pay attention. And he will come late. At the same time, you see him on his phone. I sacked him. And my reverend minister called as I said, Osofo, this one. No, when I say Osofo in my language, is a reverend minister. I said, man of God, I know this man, we all pray together, but when it comes to work, our attitude matters a lot. Because these children, they are not ordinary children. When I say not ordinary children, they come from good homes. Even the little one who is 5 years, when he or she goes home, what do you learn? Oh, mommy, our teacher didn't teach us anything. He was there manipulating his phone or using his phone. So I sacked him. So when it comes to teamwork, I think it counts a lot. Communication and everything. So that is my contribution and what I've learned. So thank you. So competency, yes, competency is the key. So thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. Steele, and the executive board. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Gordon, and I hope you're looking after my children very well.
Yeah.
Master, we love them dearly. We love them dearly. Well
Thank
done.
you.
So we have a music school that is in Ghana, and they're doing so well with Emmanuel and his wife Ruth, who just got back from China, and they're doing an amazing job. So you guys continue to do well, and we're looking forward to great things in the new year. And I know that me and Grandmaster are going to see you. As a matter of fact, Grandmaster should take a trip across from Botswana to come and see you before me. I'm further away, but we're going to see you guys coming up soon.
Okay. All right. So I will be Grandmaster on our program 27th, which is next 2 weeks, Wednesday. The National Symphony Orchestra is coming, Ghana National Symphony Orchestra. We are hosting them. So I'm inviting everyone. Those who can come should come, and I'll send an invitation. I'll send an invitation so that those who want to come and also come and witness and enjoy classical music and African music style. Everything music is inside. So come and enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Are you gonna stream it, Gordon? Is it gonna be streamed?
Okay, I can do that for you. I can do that.
Yeah, because I want for those of you in our international audience who are listening, we have a major music school in Ghana that deals with teaching the youth musical instruments, and they're amazing. They're phenomenal, as a matter of fact. And you guys would love to hear more from them. Go ahead, Grandmaster.
They sent me that beautiful, wonderful, happy birthday gift. If I'm not mistaken, man, I was blown away from the talent of these young people. these young people. I thank you, brother, for that. It was amazing, man.
Yeah,
I should have kept the recording, but I had to free up some space in my phone with the storage. But wow, it was amazing. Yeah, I can definitely vouch for the program and their efforts there in Ghana.
Well, I have
thank
been
you.
privileged to get those for quite a few years now. Every birthday, I feel very chuffed to receive mine. So if you are a part of the class of Steele, you would have had a chance to hear them, but they're phenomenal and brilliant. But perfect for us talking about a team because a team is made up of players. That's what it is, team players. And music is one of the things that if anybody plays out of tune, it messes up the song. It messes up the rhythm, and that's what you need in a team. And a team needs to be constantly tuned as Dr. Sade, Dr. James said, and she mentioned, you have to talk to them, let them know they're important, let them know you like their role, but then you also have to tweak them to make sure that they fit in and they play with the rest of the team. Because ultimately, it's a work that goes hand in hand. It's not one body being able to do it, it's all of us making it happen. If I showed up for the class of Steel this evening and there was nobody else here, truth be told, I would still do it. You guys know me. I would do it and stream it live. But to be quite transparent, it would not be as excited and as a rewarding as it is having you guys who are part of the team here with me. So that's also very critical. Now, let's look at this point. How do I know the difference between watchers, followers, and stumbling blocks? Can I tell you the honest truth? This is as real as it gets. You will only know them during the job. Because when the job is going on, you're going to look around and see who's watching and who's working. Bingo! That's a watcher. If it walks like a duck, rattles like a duck, quacks like a duck, Grandmaster, what is it?
It's a duck.
How would you know who are the followers? If you're going somewhere and you tell somebody, listen, we're going here. I remember when we were going to Dubai, and I said to the team, we're going to Dubai, who's following? and we had a strong team in Dubai. Come on. Ambassador Doreen and Dr. Comfort and some of the others that were in Dubai with us. It was phenomenal experience as we grew together, Dr. Ewers and the other members of the team who were there. So you know them by their actions. Every aspect of your business is going to take effort. They're efforts that are going to, you call it going beyond the call of duty. There's some people who will come work and they will say, I work from 9 till 5. When 9 a.m., they're on time. When 5 p.m., they're done.
Yeah.
They show up and they're on time. They work as a part of the team. But to be truthful with you, a lot of times your team, I mean your team, are those that are going to show up when the electricity is off for most of the day and they decide that it's after 5, so they have to work a few more hours to kind of wrap up what needs to be done, and they're there with you and says, I got this, we got this, because we're a team. Don't worry about it, we got this. When you're downsizing because of COVID or whatever international regulations and restrictions are in place, and there are people who can't get the full salary, there are people who are not able to be looked after at the same status that they were before, but they have the vision of the corporation at heart, they have your focus in heart, and they're saying, I am with you through good or bad, up or down. If we go through a rough time, it's us going through a rough time. It's not, bro, I'm sorry, bro. You got this rough time, bro. I can't deal with that rough time. You deal with it yourself, bro. I'm sorry. That's not a team player. If it's a difficulty in the company, all of a sudden stocks going down, shares are going down, you're having challenges, a team is somebody that's going to stick with you. And I want you to grasp this. Staff is different than team. Staff are a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen meaning once you could pay and you could afford them, you could get them. But a team is invaluable. Your staff is not your team. Let me tell some of you business people this, and you need to get it. Your staff is not your team. Your staff are those that you employ. Your team is the members of the staff that got your back. Every person that works in your company is not on your team. Remember that, because some of you want to treat staff members like team players. No, you have to identify who's getting paid a salary, who's there for the salary, and you also have to identify who's in it for the long run. And who's in it for the long run is on your team. How many of you get what I'm saying? Okay, that's who your team is. So you're going to have to divide between employees that you need to keep the job going or the business working, but team players that you call aside and say, listen, I want to talk to you. Joe, I have to pay a full salary because Joe is not with us. Can you and I take a little cut on our salary because I need Joe, but I don't want to lose my team. How many of you get what I'm saying? So you're going to have to understand the difference, and you're going to have to manage the difference. Don't make a staff that does not want to be a team player that you need because of his skill set. Don't try to make him a team player. Maintain him as a staff and maintain why he is there. Because to be quite honest with you, if somebody's working because you pay good, that's a good enough reason for them to be there. They don't have to go the extra mile. They don't have to be part of your team. They don't have to be your buddy. You don't even have to like them. But once they do the job and you pay them their salary and they're comfortable, that's good. But your team is that person you could call one side and tell him your burden, and he's going to say, okay, your burden is my burden. If you can't pay me this month, that's all right. We'll work it out, because they're with you for the long term, you know. But when you got staff, if you don't pay the staff for 1 month and 2 months because of hardship, you're going to lose them. They're going to find a job. How many of you are with me? So don't make staff team. Look for the team among your staff. All right. And then stumbling blocks. How many of you got that person that you work with, and the minute you tell them a problem, they could tell you 10,000 reasons how the problem could be worse? Jesus. You tell them a problem and they're able to magnify the problem 10,000 times greater for you. You can't handle those type of people on your team or on your staff. Get what I'm saying? If somebody always finds the problem. We had a guy in one of our groups when I was young. I was a part of a group of young people, and his name was Art. And Art used to say, I find the problem, you solve it. Art was easy to figure out the problem. And we said, so Art, what do you think is the solution? He says, I find the problems, you find the solution. And a lot of teams have that. People that when you tell them what's going on in the company that's wrong, all of a sudden you're going to hear them. Yeah, I know that was going to happen to her because she don't listen. She don't this. Yeah, I know that was going to happen to him. And they give you all the horrible scenarios that it's almost like, please, bro, the water is already spilled. How do we clean it up? How do we fix the problem? We don't want people on our team that are going to magnify the problem. We want people on our team that are going to help us find solutions. Because anytime you're in a business, a marriage, a church, a community, a music group, a choir, a chorale, you're always going to have problems. You're going to have that person that just doesn't know how to get it right. I was a part of a dance group with a white guy called Richard Smith. And we are black. How many of you know that black people have rhythm? And this is not being derogatory or racist, but how many of you know black people have rhythm? What does that mean? We've got rhythm. You know what I mean? We got rhythm. And for the life of us, Richard could never get the running man do. Never. He was always doing it the wrong way. And every time we do a concert, he would be the only person to do the running man the wrong way. His hand and feet don't coordinate. But guess what? He was a part of the team. So it didn't matter. He was a part of the team. We did the running, he did the running man his way, and we did it the right way. But he was a part of the team. He wasn't left out. So you see how to know the difference. You will only know the difference while you're working. There's no other way. No other way. Now, for some of you, you need to put up scaremongers and test drives. How many of you know you have fire drills? What's going to happen if this fire breaks out in the building? And you do a fire drill to see what everybody's going to do. Some of you need to do that with your business so that you make sure you know how are people going to respond and react during a crisis or during a time of difficulties. I'm not going to say too much on that because it might come across the wrong way to those who are listening, and I don't want to go across it and it sounds the wrong way, but you need to make sure, how do you find out and know the difference in a team player is you test them. I'll move on. The greatest lessons you could learn for the past 5 years. Listen to me. The greatest lesson you could learn for the past 5 years if you're a part of the class of Steele is how to manage me. Doesn't matter what happened in the past 5 years. I don't care who died. Forgive me for saying it that way. I do apologize. My wife is cautioning me about saying that I don't care. What I'm trying to say is it's immaterial who have died, who've left you, who've stayed with you, how your business has been, how it has not been. It's immaterial to some degree. What's critical is how have you been? You're the common denominator in the past 5 years. How was your attitude? What is the most important lesson to learn? How do I behave when this happens? How does it make me feel when that happens? Because if you've mastered that lesson, you would be very successful in being able to position yourself to deal with the next 5 years. And the only way you learn how to deal with the next 5 years is by understanding how you have changed, how you have improved, how you have become better. You're not going to tell me in the last 5 years and impress me as your mentor with how bad XYZ ABC has been. I'm not mentoring XYZ ABC. I'm mentoring you. I'm not focused on their year. I'm focused on yours. I'm focused on your progress. Why are you sitting in the class? You're not in here to tell me, oh, this person didn't show up. They're not interested. That's none of your business. What is your business is how are you progressing? How are you developing? As a preacher, I tell people, you don't sit next to somebody that's going to tell you, oh, this is a good message for Joe. Joe should have been here. He's such a horrible person. No. The reason why you're there is because the message is for you. The reason why you're able to talk about the experience is because the experience was for you. How did you deal with it? You're a part of the class of Steele. Africa needs you. The world needs you. The world needs your scars and your stars. Oh, I fell down yesterday and I hurt my knee so badly. Wow, I thought I was the only person falling down. It's good to know that people have scars as well. I tell people, don't come and think that I'm impressed with your stars alone. I'm proud of your scars. The reason is because your scars have shown that you've passed through something and you have a lesson that you've learned and you could share what you've learned with others. Some of you turn and hide when things are going bad. Forgive me, I'm like that. I'm sorry. When things are going bad, I hide. I'm sorry. Most people don't see me. If you don't see me, sometimes it's because things are going bad. But I will confess to you, I'm learning how to show up even when things are going bad. Delivering a message like this and teaching and mentoring when things are difficult for me in the past has been very challenging. Now it's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake because I recognize what's going on around me does not need to affect my delivery. It does not need to affect how I respond, how I deal with people, or how I continue to successfully mentor those who need me as a mentor. So equally, Doreen and Dr. Comfort and Jair, all of you that are listening to me, and those of you who are listening to these messages in the class of Steele on YouTube and social media, I want to admonish and encourage you. Don't allow your negative situations, your challenges, or your hardships, or your difficulties to stop you from performing your optimum. Don't allow it. Don't show up with your troubles on your shoulder, and then the persons that you are supposed to be there to be lifting them, all of a sudden they feel like you can't lift them anymore. Show up ready to give good advice. Show up ready to give good counsel. As broke as you may be financially, as difficult as you may be going through a situation in life, there is always something that you can give. And what is it? Good advice, good counsel, good support, moral support. It doesn't cost you anything but your choice. How many of you know that the class of Steele Youth and the class of Steele our adult class has been what brought us through COVID, and a lot of us made it because of being able to come and share with each other the difficulties we're going through. And this is the final point, guys. The decade of success continues. Like Dr. Comfort said, it's a tree that is planted. It's going to grow. Keep watering it. Keep pruning it. Your success is in your hands. You're responsible for it, and you are going to be successful. I am going to tell you as your mentor, you are going to be successful. You are going to make it. You're going over and not under. And you are going to be a testimony to many when they look at you and want to know, how did you make it? And what are you going to tell them? I made it because I didn't quit. I made it because when hurdles came, I stepped back, I analyzed the situation, and I decided what's the best way forward. I didn't knee jerk. I just made up my mind. I'm going to focus and I'm going to make the right decision. You're going to be able to tell them, I'm not successful because I didn't have troubles. I'm not successful because I didn't go through difficulties. I'm successful because I looked at the lessons that I could learn. I learned those lessons. I applied them to my life, and I made it. And this is the final point, and I will end on this note. If you don't have a mentor, I promise you, if you don't have a mentor, you will not be as successful as you could have been if you had one. I have many mentors, and I listen to all of them intimately in every situation, legally, emotionally, psychologically. For whatever level of advice I need, I have mentors. Don't think that I'm your mentor and I'm just throwing all of this out by myself. I also have my mentors. And all of you as well are a part of my mentor group. Meaning, Doreen, you mentor me. You know you mentor me as well, Doreen, because in business, where we had some issues with what's going on in Africa and how people are, if I didn't listen to you, I would have made a lot of stupid decisions, Doreen. Jail, you mentor me. You show me what is dedication and what is commitment in spite of the difficulties that you're faced with. You don't quit. You don't give up. You keep on. Grandmaster, you've been my mentor for so long and my personal friend. I listened to you. And by the way, Grandmaster, I agree with you. When I saw that lion, I told Jeannie I was getting warmed up to come into this safari. When I saw that lion eating that man, Grandmaster, I tell you the honest truth. Your safari, I'm not promoting your safari. Your safari is a personal choice that people will make. I am not making it. When I come there, I'm staying in a Marriott or a five-star hotel. And by the way, your video scared the living daylights out of me when I saw how far in the middle of nowhere it is. No hotel, no high-rise building, just bushes and trees. I am not excited. For those who are excited about a safari, Grandmaster, take your moment to promote your safari. If you need flights, you can speak to Doreen. Doreen will book all of the flights. If you need the safari, Grandmaster, you deal with that. But I ain't going. I'm not coming. So go ahead from there.
Yeah. Yes, sir. God has been good. I've been doing quite a bit. It actually came into fruition in 2022 is when we started it. But now I am the proud owner and partner of New Eden Safari, the newest kid on the block with the safari and tourism business here in Botswana. We are a mobile safari, which means we're able to do cross-border excursions. And it's funny that you would mention that, Ambassador Doreen. We're definitely going to talk offline because I'm in need of your services in assisting me with such things, flights, air travel, to and from. So definitely, again, this is done through the class of Steele with the connections. We have everybody that we need for that. So hopefully, prayerfully, this coming year in 2024, I'm putting together a package for everyone here in the class of Steele to come out to kind of help in our inaugural visit, so to speak. Those of you who are here on the continent who may have never had an opportunity to do safari, it's an exhilarating experience to say the least. Those of you like His Excellency Dr. Steele, I'm gonna get your backside down here, man, and we're doing safari. Okay, yes, we are. So just prepare yourself.
First Lady invited me and said she wants me to go and she wants a tent, sleep out in a tent out there. I said, in a tent out there in the wild? And First Lady and Joshua, they're all excited to do this. I confess, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'll stay where the internet connection is and where the hotel is and where I can see what's around my feet.
I know you can do that back where you are, sir. I want you to come out there in the bush. In fact, one of the areas that we just went to just quickly, Kutsi, in the Central Kalahari Reserve. We had gotten there and we're about to do our excursion. And as we went to the office area, we were looking at pictures where just a couple of weeks prior to that, the campsite that we were going to, the people had arrived late in the evening, and out of the ablutions come this big black maned lion. So they had the sense of mind to at least, they were still inside the vehicle to grab the camera and take a picture of this big, huge black maned lion coming out of the toilet area. So that was pretty interesting. Fortunately, we didn't have such an experience during our bush visit, but it was those type of things happen, sir. So prepare yourself.
Grandmaster, I'm going to ask you one question. How do you deal with the frogs? Yeah, you see he's gone mute, right? As huge as he is, as willing as he is to see lions and bears and elephants and tigers, give him one little tiny frog. Tell him the truth. Come, tell the truth. You see, you're showing me up, so tell the truth about you and this frog. You fear frogs like if frogs are as big as a lion. Tell the truth. Go on.
Yes, sir. I'm deathly afraid of frogs. That's That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And double dang you, Your Excellency, for giving away my Achilles heel. Yeah,
Well,
I'm
you
definitely afraid of frogs. So yeah,
so good. So you will let me stay in the UK and when First Lady's coming, and I come, I can stay in the hotel.
fair enough, sir. You've used the leverage. Yeah, fair enough. No frogs. We can make the deal.
Doreen, Doreen, you do safari as well, Doreen, in Uganda, correct?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, yes, we do safaris in Uganda, but I'm glad to learn that Grandmaster can offer safari in Botswana. I just sent a team to Mozambique, and they've had a fabulous time. They had a stopover in Joburg. Then thereafter, they went to Kruger National Park. Then they're in Maputo. So I'm looking out for new destinations out of East Africa. So you'll have some clients from my end. And yeah, I will send some people there.
Okay. And so we're gonna first let me see if Obana and Botswana, are you available as yet? I know you were on a business meeting. Are you available as yet to just greet us, Obana, or you're not
Water is
ready?
ready.
Are you ready? Obana from Botswana? Okay, she's still
I,
in her meeting.
yeah, I think she may be tied up still because she still has business interest back in the West as well as here on the continent. I don't know if she briefed you before I came on, but she's her she has a doctorate in education, in particular in special needs, and she's already engaged the Department of Education here. So the company that she has is called Tiny Tassels Consulting. Um, I will on her behalf send out um, the website here in just a second. So you can go online and take a look at it and see exactly what she does, giving back to the continent. That's important. She and I both, as children of the diaspora, so to speak, we're here on the continent for a purpose, not just doing what everybody else is doing. Here, seeing what we can take, but we've actually come to add to, not to take away from. And it's great to have her as a friend, also as a mentor, and as my business partner in the safari business as well too. So yeah, it's great. Let me send you the Tiny Tassel um, link here in just a second. You can take a look at it, everyone, when you have an opportunity.
All right. Well, it's now 5 minutes. The class has been going. When you're in the class of Steele, time flies so fast and you don't even realize what has happened. We've come to the end of this evening's class. And normally at this stage, any person who wants to share what they have gathered from the class, if it has been, what points came out to them, you're free to do that. This again is available on YouTube, so it's fine that you can go and review it and fast forward or zoom in or whatever you choose to, so you can get the points that were shared. But Agnes, I'm going to pull on Agnes first to, quickly share any thought you have, Agnes, or if anybody wants to say anything, just put up your hand and I will see your hand and we will go from there. Agnes, go ahead. Hey, we can see Agnes.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. His Excellency and the rest of the excellencies and our ambassadors in the house this evening. And hi to my colleagues. This evening has been very insightful and encouraging for some of us, me especially, that at this time around, I just feel like abandoning everything I'm doing and running back home. Then His Excellency comes in and says, when you want to quit, don't do it today, wait tomorrow. Then I was like, tomorrow is not far. Then he says, okay, tomorrow is today, and then tomorrow doesn't come. And I'm like, ha! Okay. So then I have to keep trying, because now I'm far away from the family. And sometimes when I hear what's going on, I just want to run back home, just quit everything and then go home. So when I got into the class and you were talking about this, I was like, did they send you to me to come in? Tell me to keep on. So it's been very encouraging for me. I'm actually closer to you now because I'm doing my master's in Netherlands. So yeah, and it's getting tough and tough. And I feel like running home. So this evening has been very, very encouraging for me. And I think that anyone in that shoe listening to this will have a second thought again. So I want to say thank you. This really was a wonderful Christmas gift, but we are still waiting for the cookies.
Okay, so the cookies for those who are here before you drop off is that we will be having this class again next Saturday, the 23rd, which is the day, 2 days before Christmas. I'll make myself available. And then also on the 30th, which is the night before All Year's Night, I'll be giving an All Year's Night session. We will have a chill together for All Year's Night. And I think that that's something that's also interesting. For those of you who are interested and would be so inclined to do so, that would be good. So the 23rd and the 30th, we're still going to be, I'll be here. I'll structure one for next Saturday and also the following Saturday. I will commit myself.
Thank you.
Monica,
Thank you, Dr. Steele.
Sadi, are you going to join us?
Yes, absolutely.
I sent you the link for the Class of Steel group, and you could join the link on our Class of Steel WhatsApp group. I just sent you the link.
Okay.
Thank
you kindly.
Let me send it again so that you can see it. That's it right there in the chat.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Comfort, anybody who wants to give any final words before we close, we're going to close shortly. Any final words, Dr. Comfort? You're on mute, Ma, you're muted.
Hello. Liz,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Your end is so low. The volume is so low at your end. I've been trying to.
Are you, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You should have said that.
Okay, let me go ahead. Just to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. And this evening has been so awesome. And I trust that each and every one of us will take the lesson seriously and then expand it in our own time, especially taking the structures that needs to be put in place and also not trusting others, but looking at the work as it is, especially if you are setting up a business, just as Your Excellency, you said, you don't take everybody on as a team member, but those who can be able to be with you along the path and then who can take your back. Thanks so much once again for this evening, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for being here. Jail in South Africa, final word.
Thank you, Excellency. My final word is for encouragement to everybody. It's the team player. You have to make the plate spin, even in the most difficult circumstances, to stand out as a good team player and to get the trust of your teammates and never quit and don't ever give up. All the best and thank you for a wonderful class. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much, Dario. Pretty, final words? I I think Pretty might not be there. She's there, but I think final words, Ruth. Ruth, where is Elizabeth? We miss Elizabeth this evening. She's in China still.
Yes, please, she is.
Okay. Final words, Ruth, for this evening.
All right. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And even though I was a bit distracted because I had to attend to some visitors who are helping us plan for the Christmas holiday. The program ahead of us for the music school. But the little that I got lies in the hurdles of life. Mine has always been tackling new things. That fear that is it going to work or not? But listening to today's class has really encouraged me to not to fear actually, but to be bold to tackle new things concerning myself, concerning my progress. And I'm fully encouraged, and I want to say thank you so much for this. It's an eye opener, and then it's inspiring as well to me. And I'm encouraged overall. I'm encouraged. So thank you so much, Your Excellency, for this. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so very much. Your husband, ask him if he has his final words. Please, he can unmute if he has his final words.
Actually, he is not available now, even though he is here. He stepped out to attend to one of the kids.
Okay, no worries.
All
All right. Anybody want to Doreen, final words? Doreen, Your Excellency, Ambassador Doreen. And again, it's such an excitement to see your face, Doreen, and see all of you guys. And please give my blessings to Bella as well, please. Your final words, Doreen?
Yes, I will definitely do that, Doctor. Thank you very much for this class. Thank you for the selection of the topics. I've learned a lot of things, and it was great to contribute my experience in the class of Steele once more. And I'm happy to be back, really, really, I'm happy to be back. It was a great class, and I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I am so happy for the youth that we get to interact with the adult class and the youth, because then the youth, the more they interact with the adult people, they don't make mistakes. They already know ahead of time. So I encourage them to continue to mingle with the adults so that they can learn more, and they can always get advice from us and also from them anyway. So we don't know it all. But otherwise, Doctor, thank you for keeping it up and keeping on. May God bless you and your family.
Thank you so very much, Doreen. Much appreciated. And by the way, I hope if you're available to join us on the 23rd, that's before Christmas. So we will get to wish everybody Christmas greetings and blessings on the 23rd for those who are available on the 23rd. And I hope I don't show up and I'm alone, because I am alone because First Lady is not with me. So the 23rd would have family with me. Grandmaster, final words?
Yes, sir. It's just a blessing to see everybody here, see faces. I try to stay as active on our WhatsApp page as I can, keeping tabs on the Southern African folks down here, like Miss Jael, and putting her on blast when she has an opportunity to share with me things that she's doing in the community, because I know it's all been part of Class of Steel, and I'm proud of her when she does these things, and I want to share the pride and share her accomplishments with the rest of everybody else, because it's been because of the Class of Steel and the things that we've all gleaned here over the past year, that we've that she was able to do this. So yeah, it's pleasure. Dr. James, please excuse me, I can't pronounce your first name. I want to say Sade because it looks like Sade to me.
Like the singer.
Sade.
Yeah, it looks like
Like the singer.
Sade to me. So yeah, so
Yeah.
please, if I mispronounce your name, charge it to my head and not my heart. But glad to have you with us here in the Class of Steel Youth. Definitely.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Sade, James, you are the final person because we've covered everybody who are unmuted. So go ahead, Dr. Sade, your final words. How was the class? And your final words, please.
The class was amazing. And here in South Africa, I think Jahil can confirm with me that we have a public holiday today that is called Reconciliation Day. And for me, this has been reconciliation based on all the topics that we have covered. And it's been encompassing of personal and business development, and obviously where we see ourselves in 2024. And obviously it's a group of new faces for me, except for you, Dr. Steele, because you check on me very often and you whip me into line. And I appreciate you. I appreciate the integrity and the care and the mentorship that you've given me this past year, and obviously ever since we've met and encountered. And I look forward to what the Class of Steel has to offer for 2024, because I know that it's going to be great things, because in the capacity in which we have engaged, it has only been to propel me to do great things. And even when I felt like I'm not good enough or I'm not doing enough, and I was spreading myself so thin at one point, you were the one that was telling me, just be easy on yourself. You're not faking it. You're making it with what you have. So you're doing well. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the reconciliation of all our business accounts and our journeys thus far. And I look forward to a continued building of relationships in and out of business with all of you. And God bless you and God keep you all.
Thank you so very much, Sade. I have pushed and probed and tried, and First Lady has decided to join us. She's driving on the road, and I hope we get good audio. But First Lady, we're signing off the class, so you have the privilege of seeing everyone and sending your greetings, my dear. On mute, my dear.
Good evening to everyone. Good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, whatever time it is. It's very, very good. Very good to see you all. If you all are making my day even brighter than it already is, it's hot and bright and you're making it even brighter. It's so good to see you all. God bless you all. I hope you had a wonderful session. I hope it was as amazing as it always is. And just sending you my blessings and my love, and Joshua and and Joshua's love. Blessings on you all. Keep well. And I'm very happy to have had the opportunity to be able to log in before you all go to say bye and to greet you.
You all you're free to unmute. And just everybody's free to unmute.
God bless you and lovely to see you.
God bless you too, Dr. Shade. It's very good
And
to see you.
Please give a kiss to Josh for me.
I will. And my blessings and love to your family also.
Thank you.
Grandmaster, go ahead. First lady, go ahead, Grandmaster. I'm.
Hey, sis. What's
Hey.
going on?
Hi, Brother Grandmaster. Good to see you, Brother Shuey.
Good to see you. Everything's great, great, great. I've talked enough for this evening. We can talk some more. We can talk some more offline once you get home, right?
Oh yes. I hope you guys have recorded it because I like to play it back and be a part of it. I'm sorry I missed it all.
Yes, we have. It's been recorded, so you'll get a chance to see our bright, shining faces later on this evening.
Yes. It will make my night for sure.
You get to hear Grandmaster talking about the lion and the safari, and the reason why coming but only you and Joshua, because you want to be in the tent in the safari in the jungle, but not me.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that. But Grandmaster doesn't seem to want to do it anymore, so I'm not sure. I don't want to be alone. I want to do it, but not alone.
Go ahead.
Not a problem. I'm gonna drag my brother up there, down here in some shape, form, or fashion. But we'll get him here. We'll get him. I'll make sure I take care of you.
Okay, thank you. I look forward to it. I look forward to all of you being here. If all of us can gather there with you, that will be one amazing, amazing thing to happen. For sure.
First ladies, it's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too, Mrs. Pretty. Haven't heard you in a while. How are you doing? And your
Fine.
family?
That's why I can't on my video.
Okay, that's okay.
Nice
I know
to see you,
what your face looks like anyway, so I can see you in my mind.
Okay, thank you.
We are doing pretty okay, thank you. Hi, Ruth.
Your Excellency.
Hello,
Hi.
good
Great to
see
see
you.
you.
So good to see you. Oh my gosh.
Your first lady.
This is so
I'm so
refreshing.
happy to
I hope
see
you're
you.
doing fine.
Yeah.
I am okay. I am okay by God's grace. Hello, Mama
Bless God.
Comfort. Mommy
Yes.
Comfort.
We
It's good
miss
to see
you. We
you.
miss you.
I miss you all too.
Yeah.
I hope everything is going on nicely.
Everything is okay. It's okay. When Dr. Steele told
is
me
well.
we were going to have a meeting, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss it. I'm not going to be there for the time. And then I sent him a message just now and said, are y'all finished yet? Can I still pop it? He said, oh,
I
yes,
hope
sir,
Josh
Dr.
is
I was
doing fine too.
elated.
I hope
Yeah,
Josh is also doing fine.
Josh is okay. Josh is doing pretty well. Thank you.
Okay. My regards to him.
Thank you. I will tell him, of course.
Go ahead, Doreen. Doreen is quiet, waiting her turn. Go ahead, Doreen.
Hello, Doreen.
Hi, First Lady. How are you doing?
I am doing well, thank you.
It's good to see you finally.
Yeah, it's
We've
good to
been
see you.
waiting to hear
also.
this lovely voice.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had a very good class. It was
Good.
well done. Well done. Yeah.
Good.
We all did it together.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I look forward to listening to it later.
Yeah, it was great, really. It was.
Good. Wonderful.
Okay.
All right. All right, my love. Thank you so very much for popping in. All of you who've watched this video, this is a family video almost. And that's what we see so long and so comfortable as a family. And we want to invite you to join us in the class of Steele. When you get that link to join us or watch our videos on YouTube, please do. Our videos are very informative, interactive, and they will help save you a lot of troubles, heartaches, and challenges if you follow us. And we will continue in the decade ahead and after, by the grace of God, to be bringing these videos and these informational videos, topics, subjects to help you through the journey of life. And remember, you're not alone. And guess what? Always remember you are as great as you believe you are, and you aspire to become. And the journey to success is not a destination, it's a journey. Your success is a destination that will never come. It's a journey that you will always be on, and you continue to improve one day at a time. I'm His Excellency Dr. Mike. First Lady Jeannie Steele, send your close the meeting this evening. Close the meeting, Jeannie.
How do you want me to close the meeting?
However you feel like.
Well, I would close by sending my blessings as usual. God bless you all. God bless your families, and by extension, may God bless your communities and the world through you and your families. May we all continue to make our lives better, the lives of those around us better, and by doing so, we make the world a better place. So God bless you all greatly. I love you all. I love you all so much. Keep well, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, since on the 23rd of December, we're going to also, class will be on the 30th of December. So we will have 2 more Saturdays in the year, and we will have classes. I will let First Lady structure the class for the 23rd, and we will send it out in the Class of Steele chat. Thank you so very much for being with us. Her Excellency Dori Barunji, Grandmaster, Bishop Dr. Comfort, all of you who were part of this class, those who've watched on our YouTube and our social media platforms, thank you for being a part of the Class of Steele family. We love you. We appreciate you. Go out there and make your world a better place. Good night and God bless. Bye-bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Love
Be blessed,
you.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Pretty good night.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Good night. Good night,
Agnes,
Rose.
good night.
Bye-bye.
Ruth,
Good
Nice to see
night.
you,
Bishop Comfort,
Bye-bye.
good night.
Benji.
Good night,
Grandmaster,
Agnes. Good night,
Good
Ruth.
night,
Sade, Dr.
everyone.
Sade,
Good
Good
night,
night. Good night.
Jael.
Sorry, are you
Coco.
going
Guys,
to
go
miss seeing
home.
each other.
Bye,
Sorry, the better
Africa.
times.
Good night.
Go home.
Bye, Excellency. I
Bye-bye.
can see you.
You guys don't want to go home.
Y'all
Bye-bye.
out of control.
Church yard, you know, like church is done, everybody's hungry, turn, but when it's done, everybody's out in the churchyard. Guys, the video.
Right.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye
Let
now.
me sign up. Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
Master, good night.
Good night.
Dr. Shade, good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Agnes, good night.
Good night, Dr. Comfort.
Okay.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.